Hello, welcome back to the YouTube channel. I am Nick from Australia. Hope you guys are doing well on this lovely Friday afternoon, currently 3 p.m. The NRL have finally revealed the draw for round 3 and round 4. Obviously, round 3 is the return of the Rugby League, which is May 28, and round 4 will be the other round after round 3, and then the rest of the draw should be released probably in the coming weeks, because at the moment it'd be very tough to figure out what the draw is going to be and where teams can play and where teams can't play. Before I get into the video, all I want to say is I'm going to give a couple of shout outs to a couple of fantastic people. Shout out to Dean Sullivan, NRL Vids 090, Warriors NRL Fanatics, the Bundy Chick 82, and the Entertain House. Go and subscribe to those phenomenal YouTubers, and that'd mean a lot to me. I might stand up and do this video today, actually. I'm in such a good mood. Such a good mood. Draw's, there we go, I'm standing right there. The draw is finally released. It is absolutely fantastic. Now, let's go over what the draw actually is for those of you who don't know what the draw is. So, let's go. May 28, Thursday night football. The return of the NRL. 7:50 kickoff. It is the Broncos versus the Eels. Now, I'll go through the whole draw and then I'll get my opinion on the games. So, Broncos and Eels is the Thursday night game to kick the season off. How good. Friday night at 6 p.m. It is the Cowboys versus the Titans. Thank you, NRL, for giving us the easiest game. Friday at 7:50, the Roosters and the Rabbitohs. That should be an absolute blockbuster. Saturday, 3 o'clock, Warriors versus Dragons. Saturday at 5:30, Sharks versus Tigers. Saturday, 7:40, Storm versus Raiders. That's a beauty, that one. Sunday, 4 p.m, Penrith versus Newcastle. Sunday, 6:30, Manly versus Bulldogs. And we'll go over the round 4 draw as well while we're at it. Thursday night, 7:50, Broncos and the Roosters. Friday, 6 p.m, Panthers and the Warriors. Friday night, 7:50, Melbourne versus South Sydney. Saturday, 5:30, Parramatta versus Manly. Saturday at 7:40, I think it is, Cowboys versus Sharks. Sunday, 4 o'clock, Raiders versus Knights. Sunday is 6:30, Titans versus Tigers. Put me to sleep now. And Monday, 4 p.m, believe it's the Queen's birthday game, the Bulldogs and the Dragons. Now, we'll go back to round 3 for a minute. I don't have a problem with the Broncos and the Eels returning with the season. I don't have a problem with Brisbane versus Parramatta. I think that'll be a fantastic game of football. I expect both sides to have a good year, like you would have seen in my preview. For Parramatta and Brisbane, I had Brisbane finishing 5th and Parramatta finishing 6th. So, it's a good way to kick the season off. I think it'll be a great game too. Friday 6, the next game we got is the Cowboys and the Titans. Now, I want to thank the NRL for giving us the easiest game. Obviously, the Titans are probably the shittest club in the competition. They haven't done anything since 2010, to be honest. 2016 was a fluke when they made the finals. They haven't done fucking anything since 2016, 2010, whatever. The Gold Coast club is a failure. You know, a certain individual goes for that club, and, you know, I don't know why that individual would support the Titans, because they just continually suck and continually lose. I don't have any sympathy for the Gold Coast, so that'll be an easy win for the Cowboys, probably. The next game is the Roosters Rabbitohs. Now, I think this is a beauty. Absolute blockbuster on a Friday night. Obviously, there'll be no fans allowed yet, but this will be a great game to watch. Roosters versus Rabbitohs, Latrell versus the Roosters. That'll be very interesting to see how that plays out. So yeah, that'll be another blockbuster to look forward to. The 3 o'clock one on Saturday, the Warriors and the Dragons. I can see this game being very high scoring. I don't know, but I think that's a pretty good way to kick off Super Saturday. You know, with the Warriors and Dragons. Very entertaining game, I would say. But we'll see what happens. 5:30, then you got the Sharks and the Tigers. Now, this game could be a snooze fest or it could be very entertaining. Hard to say, but I think Sharks and the Tigers is a game that you would put on a Saturday, so I did well with that, in my opinion. The next one, oh, Jesus Christ. Saturday night at 7:40, fuck. Melbourne versus Canberra. Wow. You know, if you don't have Foxtel, you better buy Foxtel because this is a game you want to pay for. Melbourne versus Canberra is worth money. It's that sells money, okay? You know, they could have easily put Melbourne Canberra on a Thursday night or a Friday night or Sunday arvo, but Melbourne Canberra that makes money. That game is very, very good. That's a blockbuster. That's a fucking big game. I'm looking forward to that one. That's probably the best game of the opening return of the football. You know, I think that's probably the game of the round. But who knows? Anything could happen. Sunday, the 4 o'clock one. This is the Channel 9 game too. Penrith and Newcastle. That could be alright. It shouldn't be a bad game. As you know, I'll watch every game because that's what I do. Yeah, that'll be entertaining, I think. Penrith and Newcastle. And then 6:30 on Fox on Sunday. Manly versus Canterbury. That'll be another interesting game of football, that one there. So I think the thing that did well with the round 3 draw with the return of the football, I think they did a fantastic job. I think, you know, if you can't watch every game and you don't watch every game, what you should do, there's about 3-4 games here you should mark him with a pen and just be like, I got to watch that. Brisbane Parramatta, you have to watch. Souths versus Roosters, you have to watch. Melbourne Canberra is a must watch. So they're the 3 games that I would select if I was busy or if I was unavailable to watch football. They're the 3 games I'd try and get around to. But knowing me, knowing myself as well as I do, I'll be watching every game because that's what I do. And I love doing it. I always will do it. Now let's get to the round 4 draw quick. Let's go over this one real quick. Thursday night, Brisbane versus Roosters. Why the fuck did Broncos get 2 games in a row on Thursday night? That's fucking bullshit. But anyway, I think that'll be another big game. That'll be a blockbuster. That'll be one of the best games of round 4. Probably is the best game of round 4, to be fair. Then you got Friday. You got the Panthers and the Warriors. Could be entertaining. Could be a high-scoring game, but who the hell knows with those 2 sides. Then you got the main event Friday night. You got Melbourne and Souths. That's another blockbuster game there. That'll be an absolute cracker to watch. You got Saturday, you got 5:30, you got Parramatta versus Manly. Wow, what a game that'll be. Parramatta looking good, Manly looking good. That'll be an absolute ripper, that one. Then you got the Cowboys and the Sharks up at wherever that may be. That'll be a bloody good game too. But I wouldn't call that a blockbuster, but that'll be a good game to see my Cowboys up against Cronulla. Then we got Sunday, you got Canberra versus Newcastle at 4 o'clock. That'll be interesting too. Like I said in my Newcastle Knights preview, I think Knights are going to have a good season. Canberra should as well, so that'll be interesting. And then you got the fucking Battle of the Wooden Spoon. You got the Gold Coast and the West Tigers. What a fucking shit game that'll be. Put me to fucking sleep watching that. And then you got the Queen's birthday game on the Monday at 4 p.m. You got the Bulldogs and the Dragons, which tends to be very good games. Look, I think the NRL have done a pretty good job with the draw. You know, I can name probably 3 games of each round that are absolute beauties. I think they could have done more with the bigger sides, had bigger games. Like you could have had, I don't want to go nitpicking, but you could have had Canberra versus Roosters or something, get some payback from the grand final. You could have had Melbourne and Roosters. You could have had some bigger games, but I'm not going to complain about this draw. I think they've done a great job. So, yeah, guys, May 28th, the football is back. Thursday night football, the Broncos and the Eels. The venue of the games, we're not too sure yet. It says TBA, so it's to be decided, basically. The games could be at, you could have Broncos and Eels could be at Suncorp, could be at Parramatta, we don't know. Cowboys and Titans could be at Gold Coast, could be at Townsville, we don't know. Warriors and Dragons will be in Sydney, I can tell you that. Most of the Sydney games against each other will be in Sydney, but look, I think they've done a great job with the draw. I think Melbourne and Canberra will be the best game of the return, and I think for round 3, I think Melbourne and Canberra will be the best, and round 4, I think the best game will probably be Brisbane and Sydney or something. But anyway, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Let me know what you think of the NRL draw for round 3 and round 4. I'm very excited. Anyway, guys, I'm getting out of here. Make sure you guys go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Go the Cowboys!